This is my Springcast Mentor Classroom Investigation. My internship is at Ridgeline Academy, which is a charter school at about 27th Ave and Dove Valley Road. This is a picture of the school's logo. This is a picture of the school on the outside. In my mentor classroom, my mentor teacher teaches 2 7th grade classes and 2 8th grade classes. The 7th grade classes are larger, holding about 26 students each. The 2 8th grade classes hold about 18 each. All of the classes are about half female and half male. It might vary from class to class a tiny bit. The classes are predominantly white, having only about 10% Hispanic students and about 5% students who identify as another ethnicity. Of the 87th and 8th graders, 5 of them have disabilities. 2 have learning disabilities concerning reading, 1 has Down syndrome, and 1 has oppositional defiance disorder, and 1 has some type of psychiatric disorder. 4 of them are in the same class, they're 8th graders, and what's ideal about them being in the same class at this school is that they actually send 2 extra teachers, like special education teachers, into that class to help out during that class period. This is a picture inside my mentor classroom. As you can see, the desks in the classroom are split into 6 groups, with the desk making a U or L shape in each group. This shape is very useful because not only does it allow for all students to easily see my mentor teacher when he is at the front of the class during a lecture, but it also allows the students to work in groups without having to move their desks around. There is an organizer in the front of the classroom that has 4 bins, 1 for each class. When students have an assignment due, they are told to turn it into their class bin either at the beginning or end of class so that collecting work does not take up class time. It is school policy that students don't carry their backpacks throughout the day, so there are hooks along the wall in all the classrooms so students can hang up their backpacks in their homeroom. You can see the hooks along the wall. I really like the way that my mentor classroom school deals with rules, consequences, and management. Each student is required to buy an agenda at the beginning of each year. Each page has a week of the school year printed where students write down their assignments. You can see an example here of a blank week in the agenda. When a student misbehaves, the teacher can give them what is called a mark. There are 3 or 4 different categories of negative marks, such as pre for preparation or DD for respect. There are also categories for positive marks, such as RS for responsibility or T for trustworthiness. If a student receives 4 negative marks within a week, he or she is given after-school detention. If the student receives 6, he or she is written up and sent to the office. This is a great way not only for a parent to keep track of a student's behavior, but also a great way for teachers to know how students are behaving in other classes. So a teacher might know that a student may need to be sent out if they're going to give them a mark, and a teacher has already given them a mark for the day. Of course, if the behavior is extreme, they can immediately be sent down into the office or placed in a classroom for a cooling down period. Teachers are also able to keep track of how often a student is leaving the classroom. Each student is allowed 5 what they call hall passes each week. So every time a student uses one, a teacher signs it in that week of the agenda. There's not really a space for this, but they just mark it at the top to try to keep track of how many times the student is trying to leave the classroom. What I do like about this, though, is when they do mark it for homework, they are sent to what's called Homework Club, which is similar to after-school detention. But most schools, when you don't turn in a homework assignment, you're just given a 0 for that assignment, and you're given a chance probably later to make it up. At this school, when you're marked down for not having your homework, you have to stay after school to finish that homework assignment, which I think is really great. Overall, I think my mentor school and my mentor teacher do an excellent job with the management of their classrooms, and I hope to use some of their tricks when I begin teaching on my own.